Hey guys, welcome to another exciting episode of Before You Say I Do. And welcome to the month of July. Wow, what a year! It's been a whole lot of events happening and things happening in our country, in my country, Nigeria. But we are more than conquerors. We are more than conquerors. We are overcomers. We might be in this world, but we are not off this world. Okay, so a better place is just around the corner for us. Okay, so I know it's already beyond the middle of the year, and starting another one, the last half of the year, and you might have not gotten everything that you desired, and it feels like you're already late. But I'm here to tell you you're not late, and just don't lose gratitude, don't lose appreciation. And I'm sure you might be like, oh, okay, what am I going to be appreciative about? What am I going to show gratitude about? Like, I prayed to God for this, He hasn't given me. For that, He hasn't given me, and I'm still even praying, and He looks like He's still paying me deaf ears. And just be grateful for life. That's what I'm here to say. Be grateful for life. And guess what? You're not the only one praying to God and hasn't received yet. And guess what? You are not the only one that God would cease answering his or her prayer. So keep praying, keep trusting. It's about the trust. It's not about the prayer. If you trust Him, the prayer is already an answered, an answered one. Okay, so just keep trusting. All right, guys, and I want to appreciate you guys for listening through to our last series. It was, it was something. We struck a chord, in the minds of people. But with our numbers, with the duration, it was really high. But a lot of people still listening through, and we just want to say thank you, and we're here to bless your lives, and we're here to point you into the right direction, and we're just doing what we need to do, to make sure that the relationship journey is smoother for those coming behind us. Okay, so God bless you, and if you haven't listened to any of our previously published episode of our last series, Becoming Mr. and Mrs. Cheps, please rush now and just so you can still start. It's not too late, you can still start. So with that said, I'd like to welcome you guys to our new series, and this series is going to be titled Me, My Behavior, and My Prospective In-Laws. So it's basically about, trying to form a relationship, how to win your in-laws, trying to form a relationship. And, sometimes you might want to form a relationship with your in-laws, and it looks like you're trying too hard. You might want them to love you, to like you, and it seems like you're doing the least. So you need to be guided so that you don't overdo, you don't underdo. So you just keep it in the middle, somewhere around the middle, balanced. Okay, so guys, this is our series for the month of July, and it's gonna bless your life. Okay, so let's go. Get a seatbelt, get a popcorn, let's move. Okay, so to win your prospective in-laws. Now, why am I putting it prospective in-laws? Because we are not praying for something bad to happen, but something might happen, and you don't get to forge ahead, like to marry that person, or the relationship doesn't transcend to that level. You get so we're looking at it from this point of, you guys have started dating, and you've come to, you're gonna go visit, your partner's parents, and how do you handle all of those things? How do you communicate with them? How do you present yourself? So we're just going to be looking at all of those things. How do you behave when they are around you, in the same atmosphere? So how do you behave? So that's what we're going to be doing, okay? I'm talking about for the next 5 weeks. Wow, that's long, and I'm sure you're going to learn something. All right, let's go. So number one thing, way you need to behave, how you need to present yourself, when you're around them, is for the first time when you're going to see, the parents of your partner, or a parent, as the case may be, if they are like, being single parented, or their dad had passed on, or their mom had passed on, or something. One thing you need to do is dress decently. I would have thought of dressing appropriately, but my God, that's a whole lot. English is something, because my own appropriately might be different from your own appropriately. So you might like, oh, what's this? I'm just wearing a tank top and a jean shirt, and that's appropriate for me. Someone might say, okay, I'm wearing a tie and dressing all formal, or I'm well covered. That's appropriate for me. So all you need to do is just, if you're a lady, cover all of the sensitive areas of your body. Dress nicely, wear, a nice skirt. Don't go wearing a skimpy skirt, or you're not going there to seduce the person's parent or something. You're going there to know them, get to know them, and the way you dress, it's going to tell them a whole lot about you. That's not just a cliche. The way you dress is how you'll be addressed. You cannot dress like a stripper and you want them to treat you like someone, that's a secretary or a manager. No, it can't work. So dress decently. Cover, if you're a guy, don't go put it on earrings. Don't go, just dress decently, okay? So I know you might be like, so what if I just like wearing short things? Well, you need to understand that in this journey, especially in this first phase, you need to carry your parents along, your prospective, in-laws, mother-in-law, father-in-law. So they need to perceive you in a good light. So maybe your husband to be, or your date, per se, already, loves the way you dress, like your skimpy wears and all. It's fine. He's the one that is marrying you, right? Okay. So I'm not saying you should pretend. Just look presentable. Do you get? Look presentable. That's not who you are, right? That's not the kind of dresses you'd like to, find yourself in. But you cannot go into the presence of a king and, you're just looking shabbily dressed, or, indecently dressed. Well, I mean, what do you think that place was? Is that a club, or, So you have to really, really take cognizance of how you dress. You have to take cognizance of how you dress. You don't overdo it, and don't underdo it. So just keep it balanced, dress decently, and, smell nice and all, okay? All right. The second one, yeah, guys, we're back to running swiftly, okay? All right, so the second point you'd like to take seriously, if you have to win, if you really want to win your prospective in-laws, because a lot of times it is not really, it's not really village people, that my uncle didn't like me as I was dating. He wanted to just spoil it and all that. No, it's not. Sometimes it's wisdom. Bible says my people perish for lack of wisdom, and things spoiled too because of lack of wisdom. So you need to know the right things to do to give you a better chance. And yes, these things are not just what would get you, into the in-law space, or the son-in-law space, or the daughter-in-law space, but it's just gonna give you a better chance, a better shot at being considered, because you can't just pray alone without putting the work and fitting it out with your actions and all. So this is what gives you that edge. Okay, so it's not the only thing, prayers and all that, but this is one of the things that gives you that edge. All right, so second thing is find out the rules of the house, and stick with it. Every family has got rules and regulations. We start receiving visitors every day. If we're around maybe by 3, we start, we close our doors for visiting by 6 p.m. if there are people we've not known before. When we come into the house, we remove our shoes. We don't use shoes in the house. And I know you've got yourself laced on with your corporate shoe and or your sneakers and all that, but you have to untie that lace and and just follow suit. So whatever is the rule, find out before time. When can I come? When is it convenient, for the family? When will your dad be around? When will your mom be around? When will everybody be around that I can come? Find the rules. When, how early, how late should I come, or what is the level of lateness should I avoid? If they say the time that we don't receive visitors beyond 6 p.m. so you need to do everything in your possible best to come before 6 p.m. So find out the rules, because most times when you disrespect people's rules, it means that they don't really mean anything to you. Because if they mean or if they meant something to you, you would really follow their rules. So that's why people set principles, people set boundaries. They want to see those that will go the extra mile to keep them, because those that keep them really value their presence. So if you really love your partner, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whatever the case may be, you need to make sure that you know the rules of their parents when you want to go visit them. So majorly the things we are going to be saying here, talking about maybe really centering on visiting, or when they ask you to come, or you just finding them, bumping into them in like an event, when you're just basically around you, or when you are around them, how you can comport yourself, things to do so that you give yourself a better chance. Okay, finally for today's episode, one of the things you should do, or the first time you're meeting them, this one basically is the first time you're meeting them, one of the things you should do is get a gift. So do not fail to bring a gift when you're coming the first time. So you need to ask questions again. What does daddy like? Does daddy like hot? Does daddy like a wine? Bring a gift. I remember the first time my wife was coming to see my parents, and wow, I was touched. But she brought a gift. Like, wow, brought wrappers. I'm like, wow, like that was so thoughtful. I never saw that coming. Like, you asked me, I was gonna go empty-handed, to my, prospective in-laws house, So, but that gave me like a push. I'm like, oh, thank God you came first to meet my people. So when going, I'm gonna wield the gift when going. So that was how I went with something too. So you need to find out what works, what do they like, what is going to resonate with them, because you cannot buy a hot drink for a man that doesn't like hot drink. That's insulting, his personality or his belief system. You can't. You really have to get it right. For you to be in their good books, at least for you to have like a good mark, a first good, So you don't want to have a strike. You want to have a first good. So you need to, You need to literally know what they like, and get them. And guess what? It doesn't have to be expensive. No, because nobody sent you work. It's not their birthday. Maybe coincidentally it can be their birthday, but just whatever it is, that is comfortable by you. But I would suggest that you don't go for anything expensive. You don't want to pass out or come out as someone who has money. People should love you for who you are, not because of what you have. So let them not start loving you because you have money. So just be careful on the type of gift you get them. Okay? So guys, thank you so much. This is the much we can take for this episode, and we are very glad that you've listened all through to this point, and we know this has blessed you. So if, like we always say, if this has blessed you, please share to the next person. But please, by all means, do not be a stingy listener. Share this, and God will bless you as you do so. Bye bye, and we'll see you next week.